Man, I love how my Gossamer Gear backpack has a little rape whistle built into the front of it. Never know. Hey YouTube, it's Will, and I'm recording a final video or two, getting ready for my Appalachian Trail hike. It starts January 5th, so it's going to be a winter hike. And I'm doing these videos for a couple of reasons. First of all, I want to really hammer down my videoing skills before I get out there. So I'm going to try to shoot the video on my GoPro and do all the editing and everything on my phone, and then post it onto YouTube on the phone. So I need some practice with that. And then also, when I was getting ready for this hike, it's a January start, and it was a little more difficult to come up with the correct gear, and I ended up having to do like a lot of research for winter hiking gear, because I'm going to be out there for months in winter conditions. Your typical Appalachian Trail through hike will start in I don't know, April, and you know, they'll encounter some cold weather, but I'm going to be pretty much all cold weather. So I had to get my gear dialed in, and I think I do. If I fail this hike, it's not going to be because my gear wasn't vetted before I started. It's going to be something else. It's going to be health issues or something out of my control. So anyway, let me go over the gear I'm bringing, and I'm also going to kind of talk about how I use it. So that might be helpful for somebody else doing a winter hike. So here we go. Start off with the shoes. Honestly, little concerned about the Ultras. These are not the waterproof models. They're the regular Ultra. I think it's the Lone Peak 3.5 or 4.0, whatever they are. It's my understanding that that's the way to go for most through hikers. I've vetted them on one Appalachian Trail hike already, and they perform pretty well. I can't complain. So we'll give them a shot. If they're not holding up to like deep winter conditions, then I'm just gonna have to trade them out on the trail. But I do have some concerns. The only thing I changed out about them is I put a Dr. Scholl's plantar fasciitis insoles into them because I have high arches, so I figured that might help out with that. So nothing special with the shoes. Trekking poles also, that hasn't changed. Some of my gear changed a little bit since my last video, so that's another reason to update it. But carbon fiber cork cheap Chinese trekking poles I got off Amazon. I added a little duct tape to them for field repairs. The pack stayed the same. I just added my autographed Boxcar Willie patch to the back here. Boxcar Willie signed this patch with his own fat hand, and this thing's going to travel with me from Georgia all the way up to Maine, and I'm excited about that. So talk about the add-ons. I added a phone pouch to the front. My Google Pixel 3a XL is going to ride up there, and also my crew from work. I just retired from work, and my crew bought me a GoPro Hero 9 Black that I'm recording on now, and that's going to go with me. I can't show it to you but here's the little handle that goes with it, with a conversion to a tripod. So that's going to go. We'll see how it goes with the GoPro batteries, all my batteries really, in that cold weather. But anyway, the audio and video quality was so much better on the GoPro than it was on my phone. I'm gonna have to eat the 6-7 ounces, whatever it is, and bring that. Here's a little pack towel. It's a ½ ounce pack towel that I added to my shoulder strap. You know, it just clips on and off, so when I get in my tent, I can remove it, dry my tent off. I can wipe my snot while I'm backpacking with it, whatever. But ½ ounce, and it's gonna live right up here most of the time. Down here, this is another add-on. I got a Gossamer Gear feed bag. So the train of thought with the feed bag is that it's the perfect size for my poncho. My poncho lives in there. So this is a Sea to Summit Ultra Sil Nano Tarp Poncho. And I talked about in my last video why at this time I kind of prefer ponchos to rain jackets. I feel like I get more coverage. This thing's 7 ounces, so it's like the same weight or lighter than a rain jacket. And when it's raining out, I actually pull my arms inside of it with my trekking poles, and as I'm hiking, it kind of like creates a bellows action, which gives it good ventilation. And it covers my pack. Let's throw it on real quick. Why not, right? So, get total coverage with this thing. Covers the pack also. It's got a nice little cinch here. You can tighten it up so you don't have rain intruding in. A little bit of a bill to keep the rain off your face. And like I say, when I'm hiking, my arms are inside this thing and I'm working my trekking poles. Everything's going on inside, so I stay nice and dry. If it's a real downpour, it's hammering down, I just tuck into it and sit down on a log, wait for the worst of it to pass. I'm dry. I mean, it even keeps my feet dry underneath it. My pack's dry. And then the beauty of that Gossamer Gear feed bag is that I never have to take my pack off to deploy my rain gear. So I can put my rain gear on, I just stop. I don't need a second person to help me out, get my poncho out. I don't have to take my pack off. I just deploy it right out of that bag. And then when I'm done, I just fold it back up into this little stuff sack and shove it right back down in there and move on. And that's fantastic for those intermittent rain days. It's raining, it's not raining, it's raining, it's not raining. I don't have to go through that whole fiasco with my rain gear of taking my pack on and off. So that's the feed bag. The side pouches, still kind of keeping them empty for the most part. They're just going to be for food. For me, I prefer to try to not, I mean, I'll stop and take a lunch break sometimes, but for my lunches, I don't want to have to cook anything. So I'm doing like Gorp or granola bars, power bars, just ready to go food, which is especially important if it's raining out or something. You don't want to have to stop and set up a stove in the freezing rain and trying to cook a meal or whatever. You just, so I just eat a cold lunch every day, and that resides in my hip belt pockets. And if I got more food, I could just pack it in the kangaroo pouch on the rear here. Also going with me is a Swiss Army knife. I did a whole video on this. Check it out if you want to learn more about the functions of this knife. But it's a multi-tool. It's got scissors on it that, God bless me with thinner fingernails, so I can cut my fingernails and my toenails with the scissors on here. It's got a corkscrew for undoing knots, main blade, cutting stuff, tweezers for whatever. So it's an extremely useful tool. The only tool I'm bringing really. So that's the Swiss Army knife. Up top here, I got toilet paper and a paper bag. Yeah, that'd be a mistake. It's in a plastic bag. Keep it dry and quickly accessible. Got a Deuce of Spades trowel here for digging my cat holes. And I am bringing a couple of hot hands, hand warmers. Especially for the first few days, my kids are going with me, I just want to make sure everybody's staying safe. Down here is my 1 liter smart water bottle. I put the 750 ml flip cap on the top. That's nice so that I don't have to keep track of my cap. When I need to get a drink, it just flips off with one hand. Drink up, flip it back on. And also, well, there's a lot of thought that went into this smart bottle canteen here. For example, here's my whole here's my whole water system. So I have a Sawyer squeeze filter inside of a plastic bag. So if it's below freezing, even in the day, I got to keep this thing relatively warm. So I will have to pack it next to my body in the plastic bag. The plastic bag keeps my clothes from getting wet. And at night, this has to go into my sleeping bag with me. So the filter itself, I got this, I think it's called a cleaning coupling that fits on the bottom. When I go to get water, I got the CNOC Vecto 1 liter bag. Connect the water filter to the bag. The bag's real easy to work with. The top of it opens up, so I don't have to be holding my hand under freezing cold water in January on the trail. You can fill this thing up, you just scoop the water up, or if you got a pipe or something, you just hold it underneath that pipe and you never have to have that water hitting your hand. Thank you, CNOC Vecto. Fill the bag up. Everything is a little slower when you're filming it. The bag connects to the filter. Because I have that coupler on there, the filter screws directly onto my empty water bottle. I tighten it down and I back it off a quarter turn to let the air get in there a little bit. And then I just hang this up off a tree, and that gravity filters the water. It takes like, I don't know, 4 minutes to run a liter of water. Probably less, probably 3 minutes. I'm not squeezing anything on the trail. I don't squeeze Sawyer bags. I don't squeeze platypus bags, nothing. I just hang this up on a tree branch or something, and I do something else while my water's filtering. So that's pretty easy peasy lemon squeezy without the squeezy. And then this cap here, like I was talking about earlier, the beauty of the cap is that it allows you to clean the filter. So like once a week or so, you're supposed to backwash these filters. I have two options now because I have this blue coupling on there. I can backwash my filter either by screwing it directly onto the Sawyer bag. I mean, the smart water bottle, it's a perfect fit, and forcing that water through there. Or because I have that smart water top, that fits perfectly into the end of the filter, and you could backwash it that way. So either way. Also, another feature that's nice with the smart water bottle is that my wool sock fits over it. As such, and in sub-freezing conditions, this will slow down my water from freezing. It's not going to stop it, but it'll just buy me more time. So that's another benefit of the smart water bottle. Well, that covers my water. All right, so that covers water. Next up, I'll get into my worn clothing. No real rhyme or reason with the order of the stuff in this video, but I switched out the short sleeve merino wool t-shirt I was going to bring for this long sleeve. I just felt like winter conditions justified the long sleeve, and it's pretty comfortable. Like, I wore a long sleeve on my my test hike in March, and even though it got up to like 55 degrees, it might even hit 60 degrees on some of those March days when I was hiking, very comfortable in the long sleeve merino wool t-shirt. Then I got a mid-weight merino wool buff, nothing changed there. This is all my worn clothes. Still rocking the Ex Officio Give and Go 9-inch boxer briefs. I did trade out my REI fleece hoodie on my brother's recommendations. He lives out in Montana, so he knows a thing or two about cold weather. I'm here in Florida, so but this is the I think it's called the First Light merino wool kiln hoodie. Kiln, like you would cure clay in. And it had a couple of features that my REI didn't have, like thumb holes, which is nice to keep the back of your hands, your wrists, your back of your hands warmer, where you don't have any knead or fat. It also has a chest pocket in it, and like I was saying earlier, my water filter will probably live there when it's below freezing. Has a nice hood, and it's a half zip, so you can vent it pretty well if it's getting warmer. And man, I mean, I went through the whole merino wool versus synthetic debate. And for those of you that aren't aware, that's like a seriously heated issue with some people. But for me, with the limited testing that I've done and my experience in life, the merino wool just won out. I just feel like it's a little bit warmer for me. It's all subjective than the synthetic. So the only thing synthetic that's going with me is going to be my pants, the Give and Go boxer briefs, and my jacket, but I'll get to that in a second. With the socks, I switched them out. I started off with the Darn Tough cushion hiker socks, and there's a couple different levels of insulation with the Darn Tough. They got like the there's like light insulation, there's cushion, there's full cushion, and extra cushion, and I tried them all. So I ended up with the full cushion. The regular cushions were nice, don't get me wrong, but I just felt like I needed a little bit more insulation, like on the top of my foot. And that's the difference between the cushion and the full cushion. Just a little bit of extra insulation over the top of your foot and then up the sleeve that, you know, goes up your leg. So I think I'll appreciate that on those colder days. And then I got a wool beanie cap here. I got a few hats, and I deliberated which one to take, and I was like, I don't even know if I should take a hat, you know? I was talking to my wife about it, and she's like, well, are you gonna take it or not? I said, I don't know, what do you think? And she said, I think you should take a hat, and I think you should take the stupidest hat that you own. And I was like, that's genius. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. So I got this wool beanie, a la Akbar. So that's what I'm bringing. Like I said, I got hoods on all my jackets. I don't even feel like I need a hat, but for some reason I feel like I have to bring one, so that's what I'm taking. And then the pants, I got these are like nylon, ripstop, summer weight. I mean, they even got mesh pockets, but it's like a summer weight pant. I wish I would have had a little more money and I could have got the conversion zip-offs, but I'm gonna go with the pant, and comes with a belt. And a lot of you guys are like, summer weight, why are you doing that? And for me, I find that, like, even in winter, you know, you're hiking up and down mountains. My body produces a lot of heat while I'm hiking, and I'm fine with like a summer weight pant. So if I need more insulation, I have that, and I'll get into it now. But those are the clothes I'm wearing. In the bag for clothes, I have my Enlightened Equipment Apex Toured Puffy, and man, am I happy with this decision. Things like the Michelin Man, I mean, it is super beefy, very warm. It's got a nice hood that cinches down. You get good neck coverage. Just a very warm piece. And what's surprising about it is that it's actually like as light or even lighter than a lot of the down options. And I feel like it's got comparable or maybe even higher warmth value than down. And I don't have to worry about it getting wet. Like, I don't have to fret, you know, while I'm out hiking and I'm cold and I want to put my jacket on, but it's raining. And I don't have to be like all freaked out. Oh my gosh, it's raining. I don't want to get my down wet. I'm not going to wear it and I'm just going to be miserable. Nah, throw this baby on, good to go. So that's the jacket and the decision process I went through for that, and so far so good. Actual clothes in my pack. Well, let me stop the video for a minute and reset.